The 1969 Stonewall Riots. In the early hours of June 28, 1969, in the heart of New York City's Greenwich Village, the night air hung heavy with tension. Inside the dimly lit Stonewall Inn, a sanctuary for many who had nowhere else to simply exist, people laughed, danced, and clung to a rare sense of freedom. The Stonewall wasn't just a bar, it was a refuge, a place where identity could breathe, even if only for a few hours. But on that night, the illusion shattered. Doors burst open, flashlights swept across the room, police stormed inside. Raids like this weren't new. LGBTQ+ people had long been targets of harassment, humiliation, and violence. Most nights ended with fear and silence, but this night was different. As officers pushed patrons outside, something sparked, a quiet refusal, a shared understanding that enough was enough. Among the crowd, frustration simmered into anger, and anger ignited into action. No single person started it. No single voice commanded it. It was a collective breaking point, born from years of being told to disappear. Outside on Christopher Street, the crowd grew. What began as resistance soon swelled into a rising tide. People who had been marginalized and ignored, drag queens, transgender women, gay men, lesbians, homeless youth, stood shoulder to shoulder. They shouted, they pushed back. They refused to fade quietly into the shadows. The streets erupted. What followed wasn't a single riot, but several nights of defiant, unstoppable uprising. Police forces clashed with crowds who refused to be intimidated. Windows shattered, barricades formed, flames flickered in the night. Christopher Street became a battleground, not just of anger, but of identity, dignity, and the right to exist without fear. Word spread quickly. The Stonewall Riots became a rallying cry, a turning point that awakened a movement that had long been silenced. Out of those charged nights came new voices, new organizations, and a new sense of community determined to claim its place in the world. Within a year, thousands marched in New York's first Pride Parade, carrying signs, chanting slogans, and honoring those who stood firm at Stonewall. It was no longer just a protest, it was a declaration. The Stonewall Riots did not mark the beginning of the LGBTQ+ struggle, but they transformed it, igniting a global movement for equality, visibility, and human rights. And today, their legacy continues to remind us that change begins when people stand together and say, no more. Help the channel grow by liking, sharing, and subscribing.